Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to the MARZ live stream.
I just
At a new time, too.
Yes.
We have changed hours here at MARZ for the school year, so we're open later, and so the stream has moved to 6. I know I got to update a graphic in the beginning. Still said we were starting at 5, but I didn't get a chance to get to it. So
hopefully you all figured it out that we weren't starting at 5.
Yeah. Why we weren't live.
Well, we weren't live.
But now we're here. And I think we got a pretty cool one for you today.
Oh,
Cory's
no.
got
Jay's making promises.
Some sweet samples to sample.
So I've been given a production challenge tonight, which is fun. I usually have to come up with these myself, which is nice. I didn't do that this time. Well, or sort of, maybe. So one of our students who is a regular chatter-inner at this stream, although I believe she's on her way to Sacramento right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we'll see her tonight, but she's been making a bunch of edits of like Vocaloid songs. I don't really know how to talk about this correctly, so she'll probably mock me for using the wrong terminology. But
the voice synthesis.
Yeah.
Program, right? So
Yeah, Vocaloid is a voice synthesis program where basically you get controls that sort of look like it's like a cross between MIDI and audio editing, where you get these you can enter MIDI and then you can program words, and these different what they call them, like voice banks, right, will sing your song for you. And you can get really crazy with the expression and get them to sing, English and Japanese language stuff, create harmonies, add effects. It's a really popular thing. So y'all have maybe heard some Vocaloid music, and if not, you can go look it up. There's also Vocaloid's a paid program. There's also a free version or a free alternative thing called Utau, UTAU, which is a huge pain in the butt to install because it's all the code, the program is all written in Japanese, and I believe you have to change your system language to Japanese to install it. She was telling me, so you gotta really want it to get it. But if you do, it's pretty cool and interesting tech. What's the Hatsune Miku is the popular character / voice bank from Vocaloid, and
kind of the poster girl of the whole thing.
Yeah. So if y'all have ever heard of Miku dance or something like that. Hey, Aaron says they're chatting in the YouTube chat, and we're not seeing it apparently.
Oh, we see it. We just hadn't acknowledged it yet.
The edge of my monitor is cutting off the very bottom. There it is.
There you
Hi, Aaron. Yeah. So. What was I saying? So Hatsune Miku is the most popular thing, and there's a program, I believe it's called Miku Dance, where you can make dance routines using 3D models of these characters. So the workflow is you make an edit of the song, and then you do some 3D modeling, dress up your character, create character, and then you just create a dance routine for it, and then you combine all that together to a video. So there's tons of stuff out there like that. Our student Lily's putting stuff out like that, which is really cool.
It's pretty cool, the workflow of it. Being a 3D artist myself, seeing kind of how these programs kind of work together almost. And there's some cool, especially with the lip syncing, you could just load in the song and the character, the lip syncing is all done within the engine to save you all that time, which is super cool.
It's really neat. It's this hyper specialized workflow thing for doing this one thing really well.
Yeah.
So the 3D modeling stuff looks to me like Blender in a way, but it's a really simplified version in a sense, just to focus on the features that matter for doing that specific thing.
Right.
Which it's super cool. Streamlined workflow when you know what you're trying to do. We use a lot of general purpose software in here, but there's often if you just want to do one specific thing in there, there's sometimes a better solution. I like general things because I like to do all kinds of weird stuff, which is fun. So speaking of weird stuff, so when Lily was in here messing around with some of these Vocaloid things, I said that you can add effects and you can add articulations and do all kinds of weird stuff to change the way they sound. She was pushing them to their extremes and got some pretty strange sounds. So my challenge today, I have a music production challenge, and I'm now running out the clock pretty bad talking about it, is to create a piece of music using these really bizarre samples. Lily's Bizarre Sample Pack.
Is that what it's called?
It should be. So I'm going to load it up. So this is she gave me a folder of samples from Utau and a folder of samples from Vocaloid. She probably knows why the files are named the way that they're named on the stream here. But I'm just going to drag them all into Ableton. So when you drag things into Live, if you hold Control or Command, they'll all populate their own tracks. So this is what I've gotten. So if I understand what I have correctly, you see that some of these look really similar, right? Let's like organize them a smidge.
Sorry about that, Corey. Did you hear all that?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, okay. I muted it on the mix, but
that's fine.
I forgot that you have a separate mix.
You're all good. This is the monitor mixes have some funk in them sometimes, you know. Like as long as it's not in the mains, it's all good. Yeah. We're used to hearing funny stuff, backtalk, chatter, noise. So it looks like I have. Oh, these ones are the same too. So okay. So it looks like I have like 3 different.
Oh, did you just load them all in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to work with them like this, of course, I don't think. But so it looks like the same voice rendering, or like the same like speech file rendered by different voices, and that's why these like they're spaced out and blobbed out, kind of similar. So let's just like audition a few of these. You can hear what these things sound like. Let's start with like I don't know. We'll start with the top one. What does this sound like? So these are the Utau voices. They're a little lower fidelity than than the other ones. Cool. Cool echo effect. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, you get the idea, yeah? That's a strange. Let's hear that with some other voices. Got some weird artifacts there at the end. That's fun.
Huh. This one's terrifying.
I believe this one has the death articulation, so it's supposed to be like a death metal kind of like kind of pig squeal kind of sound, like that, you know. That actually sounds like surprisingly like that. I don't know if y'all ever listened to death metal.
Oh yeah, all the time.
But that's what the vocals sound like. Guess this one's real glitchy. Less so. Cool. And so these ones. Those are all the Utau ones. I believe these are the Vocaloid ones down here. They'll be a little different. Quick audition a few of those. You hear the quality improve, right? I really like that. What do the other voices sound like when they're doing that? Fun.
Maybe you Vocaloid fans out there can probably recognize these characters just from these like.
Quite possibly, yeah. I have obscured the names for reasons.
I think that's probably Miku.
I really like that melody. That's super catchy. Ooh, so I haven't actually heard any of these yet. So I'm crate digging right now for samples. But like. So cool. I think this is gonna be our melody. Let's just like mark that. And then I'm not sure what these other sections are. This bottom one. What's going on in this thing? It's like some sort of like alternate dimension version of the Halo theme.
I like those are some nice like reverb. Look like clean.
a little bit of like lush stereo reverb goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
Got a lot to work with.
There's
here.
a freeze function here, and that's kind of fun. I've never really used that. Cool. Okay, let's get to work.
All right.
So I want to like get a little simple rhythm going because I'm gonna be real bugged out if I'm trying to just like do these things in a vacuum. So like I'm just gonna like get a couple of drum sounds happening. And I was playing around with the drum synths earlier today. The more I mess with like these like FM sounds, like the more I like them. I'm trying to remember which one like got me that great result earlier. Oh man, what was it? We'll try this one. Cool. Jay knows I've been listening to a bunch of like dance music lately, and I've been really into these producers named Two Shell, who are a anonymous duo, very goofy.
Yeah.
Mask-wearing anonymous duo.
They were the ones that were like had the stand-ins and were like
kind of famously recently like sent imposters to pantomime DJing while they played a pre-recorded set at a very big gig.
You gotta have fun with it, you know. That's it keeps it fresh and different.
Yeah, but I'm really stoked on their tunes a lot. So I've been kind of like making stuff that's sort of inspired by that, and I'm sort of like trying to feel things in this kind of mid 120 range. Yeah, you know Two Shell? You heard that? I really like the song Home a lot. Yeah, you saw them in here the other day, huh? So let's get a little just like 4 on the floor kick going. And then just like something to like get our fun. Cool. So and then we'll get a little tom in there. So here comes the Two Shell influence. Whoops. What is the shortcut there? I always forget. Oh yeah. There we go. I'll do this sort of thing. Cool. That's all I wanted. Great. So let's get to work, for real. So I said I like this as a melody concept. This one here. So we're gonna get a new audio track that's gonna be our like track where we're gonna comp together stuff for the moment. So I've got all these container tracks, all this stuff muted right now. I probably could like group them, and then we can do that sort of thing. Makes it a little easier to look at. Oh, got a beautiful rainbow up there. That like works. Why is that? What a weird coincidence. I don't know. Cool, let's warp that. So it's like, it's strangely like works real good to my ear, but I want it to be better.
little. You can tell like there's some.
Yeah,
parts
it's like
starts a
rhythmically
little
not
bit
quite
too.
on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Totally. And like, well, there's no reason to expect it to be. This was not
Right, but you can warp it to.
Yeah. So I'm hearing this like do 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 kind of thing, which. So I'm grabbing my warp markers here and I'm stretching it out.
It's a nice little effect. I wish there was something like that for Blender's animation. It's a happy bop.
Yeah. So I like that, but when I sang it, I went up on that last note instead of down, and so I'm hearing that as an idea. So let's make that real. So I know how to make that real. What we do is we're going to automate the pitch of this clip. So we go to clip, gain, show all envelopes, clip, transposition. So we're going to transpose. We've got to unlink this envelope because I want it to be twice as long. And what we're going to do is transpose up the last note. Ooh, do, 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 do.
I thought you were gonna start singing some Zelda there for a second.
I'm trying to figure out how far I need to transpose it. I think it's up a fifth. 7 semitones. Cool. So beautiful, right? That's not very smooth because we instantaneously jumped up 7 semitones. It does. I agree. It does sound like a rave song. Welcome to my musical listening for the last month and a half. It's not doing what I was hoping it would do. But
still a little too harsh of a.
Yeah, it's kind of funky. So I'm just going to shorten this envelope so we're only here.
Interesting.
Let's just make it weird then.
Yeah, when in doubt,
Yeah,
make it more weird.
Totally.
And then it fits in.
Boop, 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 boop. So this is one of my favorite chicks.
Like a sawtooth pattern.
So
okay.
I think it's kind of cool. It's doing something different. I'm going to lean into the weirdness of these clips. I think this will feel pretty appropriately weird when you hear some of the rest of these clips more. Weird. Cool. So let's see if we can pull another, like, there's the other voices doing this too. Like, oh, that's a different clip. Maybe I don't want to worry about that. Let's harmonize this thing. We want to like make it a bit uplifting jam, right? Uplifting bop.
Uplifting.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so there's like sort of these like energies around these tunes. There's very like this like J-pop kind of vibe to a lot of these tracks. I don't think this is gonna. I mean,
they are idols.
Yep, 100%. So I'm probably not gonna sound much like that. That's not really a production workflow or a songwriting workflow that I like know very well. J-rock, J-pop stuff. It's a very specific kind of music, and like to get those sounds, it's like there's just very specific things that you do to make them sound that way. It's definitely just not something I have in my ears or my head very well. So maybe we get some other weird Miku sounds going in.
Well, that reminds me, I have a song to show you that name drops Ableton, and it's
Oh, really?
from a Japanese artist. Yeah,
Funny.
you probably like her music. It's very much, I feel like your jam.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's that?
It's Wednesday. I can't remember what is the. I just got in the habit of calling her Wednesday because I could never pronounce the second part of the.
This is an interesting bug. It won't solo this one track. It's definitely playing an audio file, and it'll like, it's the track that I pulled this from. It won't solo it. That's very strange.
Campanella or something like that. I'm not sure how you actually pronounce it, but
Campanella.
Campanella, yeah, Campanella. Yeah.
There's one of these that I liked. I think it was this one though, which is really annoying me that it's not working. Yeah, it was that one. Okay. So there's something bugged about that track. It's so strange. I just copied the clip to a new track and it worked. So let's see if I can get these things in the same soundboard. Let's do two things with this. We'll sample the first part and then we'll loop the second part. I love a good, yeah. So we're going to take it to the real techno place really fast here. We'll get one of these fun, shuffling sort of 3/4 rhythms. Set one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put the 7th one. That's not it. This is the sound.
That's cool. That warping thing is really cool. I like that feature.
It's warping is why I use Ableton.
Yeah.
I started out in FL and moved to Ableton because of the warping.
I could see why. Like I said, I wish I had a feature like that for Blender's animation stuff, where you could just like easily tag the whole thing and just like stretch out the animation.
You can do it like it's so easy to do with the models, right? Like you can, with the physical models, but yeah, the animation stuff.
Animation stuff, yeah. If you could just have like a full-on top-level warp, that you could just like time stretch out different animations, it would be super nice.
Let's like layer a couple of these weird guys together. I like these like rhythm things. Here's some different rhythms. Ooh. This is the good stuff. I love this. I really do. This brings me great joy. And then we're gonna do some. Oop, I'm using a Mac now, not a PC. Been using a PC all day. Yeah. So I'm just going to create some like cross rhythm stuff.
That's cool. Cross rhythm? That's what that's called.
Yeah, sure.
Sort of. To just make up a new musical term?
Yeah, or, like I'm basically trying to get them to like play off of each other,
Okay. That makes sense to me. I mean, I wouldn't know any better.
Okay, we need like one of those crazy growls as like a riser. There's like a.
Those are so weird. I like them.
So cool.
Yeah,
that's coming in there. That's gonna be like a crash cymbal, like. Oops. Set 1 there. So I really want to like, I want 4 of these per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, like that kind of thing. So it'll like, they'll fade out, oops, they'll fade out in time. I'm saying oops a lot on this stream. Oops. Do like.
Interesting.
Complex really changes it.
Huh.
So we'll have it like. So, okay, we're getting somewhere. It's starting to turn into a song. There's a lot of window management right now with all these tracks. It's looking a little crazy. Yeah, but so here we go. So this is like. Oh yeah, I said I was going to sample this other thing. I never got around to doing that, so.
That was cool. I like that was pretty sweet. I was waiting to see how it would work. Like I love that you can like picture this in your head before you like put like you're like, oh yeah, that'll work, and then it just
a little bit.
I don't know.
So there's a couple things happening in regards to that. Like I do have a sort of an idea of like a kind of an instrument I want to hear, but it's kind of it's like a vague concept of like, oh, I'm looking for like just something like I want to use one of these voices to make an instrument is all I thought about really.
Right.
And then I'm just thanks, Aaron. I'm just like what you're seeing when me on the keyboard there. I'm playing a MIDI keyboard, by the way. We don't have a top-down canvas. It's not that interesting. I wasn't playing on easy a ton of it. But I'm just like going for it. I just hit a note, and the first one that I played happened to sound good. It happens a surprising number of times. There's only 12 notes, and so like, you know, and 7 of them are in the key.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably 9 or 10 of them make sense in the key. So it's like most notes work, you know. But I happen to find one that I happened to hit the root. Like, I didn't mean to. It's actually the home note of the thing.
Oh, huh.
That's the key we're in. I actually don't know. So because I sampled a note that I don't know what note it was, I actually don't know what note that is. I play a B key, but I'm not sure what pitch is coming out of my sampler. So let's just find out real quick what key we're in. We're in F. Cool. I was playing B major. So this sample is very distantly tuned from where it's actually as far away as it could possibly be from the correct tuning. So interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like sets up to be something really different than it is. You know,
it really does. Oh man.
Let's. I don't like that low note.
I know, right? It's pretty crazy.
Oh, I have this idea for this.
This is turning out to be a real sweet one. It's cool.
Something.
Yeah. That sample makes it. That's a good one. It really is.
You getting the idea there? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So what I'm doing is I'm like duplicating it, but I'm like changing the rhythm it plays ever so slightly. So now I've got this like 4-bar long thing that doesn't do quite the same thing. Fun.
That's sweet.
Fun. This is not the direction that I was planning on taking this in, but you know, that's how these streams go. Trying to produce against the clock. So like, I thought this was going to be my inspiring thing, but I think you think we could
Change of heart here.
I think we could do this. Like, this might be like a fun like.
Little break in there.
Like a funny little interlude moment or something. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm like spitballing some structure here. But I feel like I need more tools. This thing was kind of cool. You notice that it plays a different note if I...
Oh, if you do it.
Yeah, because it's got a little swoop up. So like... No, it doesn't do that. So I'm gonna like freeze and flatten this, I think, because I thought it was all right the way it was. And then I'm gonna cut that track, undo my way back out of that, and paste it in. So now I can do something different with this.
Oh. There's no tool to just do that without.
There's other ways I could have gone about that. But
okay, that's kind of the.
I wanted
method.
Yeah, I wanted an audio version as well. So.
I see.
So I wanted to do something weird to it. I don't know.
That's cool.
I like the transient effect more, but we need those transients to actually be perfectly in time. So.
Kind of gets a little lost in there now, huh?
You know, it's a little quieter. So.
There we go. Love that sample. It's great.
Yeah, let's do a little fake out with it. So let's I like now I'm vibing with this section more. So let's find another like weird one to use as like a riser or something in its place of that thing. So I should have like marked these better when I was listening earlier. Oh man, those are so fun. Oh, there's one of these like sweeps that I thought would have been a good. Let's take that one. Very clean and tidy. Make another audio track, and we'll like insert that. And I think I want to reverse it.
It's eerily similar to is it the noise that the ships in shoot, what's it called? It's not asteroids.
I know, right? Yeah.
Is it asteroids?
No, I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the other like. How am I blanking on the name of the? like the OG like space arcade game.
I have, I think, 14 tracks of stuff
Space
to pick
Invaders.
through.
Space Invaders. Is that not the noise that it makes when you crash your ship?
Yeah, totally.
I think so.
I really like this like whoop at the end. It's like whoop. It's really fun. Like
Whoop.
oh. I like want to hear that more. A lot more.
When in doubt, just duplicate it. Whoop, whoop.
This is fun. I like making music.
I hope so. Yeah.
That was twice as often as I wanted. Oop. Whoops. But luckily, now that it's in there at least once, I can clean it up a bit. So, man, sometimes I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I want, and sometimes I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I like this like whooping in every bar. So like whoop. Let's get another drum synth in. Is there anything like, I didn't hear anything that sounded like it might be drummy in these much.
What do you kind of look for with a drum? Like a kind of more bassy?
Just,
sort of?
well, like,
Or-
snappy transients. Like where like really snappy sounds, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so or things that like drop or rise in pitch really fast. Oh yeah, this track is all weird.
Which one was that?
This one.
The one in the middle?
Track 12.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that one.
Doesn't want to play back. But like, what happens if I duplicate it? No, that also doesn't want to play. There's something so. But when I copied that clip to another track, it played. I make a new track and drag it there. Does that play?
It works.
I really couldn't tell you what that's about. That's really strange. That is a bug. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Yes.
Will that work?
That's gonna be our snare for this section. Colorful, quirky snare. So remember, kicks on 1, snares on 2 and 4 for upbeat tempo thing. For all of you counting along out there. Definitely not the only place you can put these, but it's like a solid choice. Oh.
Other thing.
I think that's cool, but I kind of wish it was like a little faster. So like I'm gonna put it into warp. I'm gonna warp it, but I'm gonna repitch it. I rarely do this, but when repitch mode, when I shorten it, it's.
Oh, higher's the pitch. Huh?
It's like a stuffed animal squeak or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is getting real wacky. It's gonna take a real turn there.
It's good. Kind of want to make this one would be a fun one to make a animated dance to.
So many high-pitched voices. I played I teach a music history class, which is like kind of like a music appreciation, like critical listening sort of a thing, where we listen and discuss music and stuff. And we were talking about last night in that class, talking about music genres and stuff, and I was talking about how some of the sound design in one of these rap songs we listened to reminded me of some of the hyperpop artists I like, and those kids were like, "Well, what's hyperpop?" And, so I was like, it's hard to know what to play people when they ask you that question.
What'd you play them?
Well, I was like, that term means a lot of things to a lot of different people, but and it's not, it's like a marketing term, and like people who make the music don't really like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but some people do identify that way, and it tends to be more like this sort of like post, to my mind is like post hyperpop, like cloud rap kind of stuff with like a hyperpop sound design element. It's like stuff that came, I mean, a lot of people are doing it, but it's like stuff that came after the 100 Gex album. It sounds like this like different kind of music than the stuff that came before. So I played them some Gex, and then I played them like 15 seconds of Hey Cutie. They were not having it. Too many high-pitched voices. They're not into the high-pitched voices for some reason.
Huh. It's not manly enough, apparently.
Yeah.
A little too like.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, sometimes
I could see that.
Yeah. That's a thing for some people. These folks
Definitely not a thing for you, though. You did pull up, just like cranking that, like. I always remember telling you about my uncle's buddy over there in North Carolina who's got the installed sound systems, and that's the sort of stuff he would listen to too on his boat, where everybody else was listening to like, the most country music you could possibly listen to. And then this guy's like all that.
Blasting like chipmunk rave music.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's so
yeah,
fun.
He was great. On, of course, the best sounding sound system that anybody had. So,
oh, sure. Yeah, that's awesome. So fun. There's so much fun music out there. Yeah, I don't know, like, not manly enough, apparently. Yeah, as it turns out that if you don't need your music to, like, reaffirm how tough you are. Yeah, there's just a whole world of sound out there to open your mind to, that, like, it's just about, I don't know. I like music that's fun. I don't know if y'all have noticed this as a theme, but like the main thing that I'm about is I like the music that I listen to be goofy and fun. And like not that doesn't like mean that I don't develop like a serious like emotional connection to it. I think it's really funny, the songs that get me like really like strong feelings are not the same kind of stuff that other people do, and it's like not necessarily stuff that like contains, or like that to me is intended to contain that sort of like heavy emotion stuff, but like sometimes it just like clicks and hits you in this right way, it's like life affirming music, So I just like things that are fun like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, looking for more stuff here. I'm still like, I don't have a bass in here, and that's really bothering me. So I'm wondering if I can like turn one of these into a bass sound. Oh, they're all doing this thing now. What's that about? Oh, okay. I think that's user error. If I do this, no. What is this? Do I really have to? I guess that's how it has to work.
Not letting you like solo tracks or something?
It won't let me solo the tracks if the group's muted, apparently. Which kind of makes sense, but I feel like I swear it didn't used to work that way. These are going to be so cool in here in this messy section. It's, somewhere like, but I'm not ready for them yet. So I'm looking for like a really clean note. Like that, maybe? That's got some crazy noise in it, which would be fun, but it's too low, so when I pitch it up, it's gonna like be in the sound. I thought this one almost did it though. That's pretty clean. Let's sample that. So to do that, we're gonna insert a MIDI track, and then we drag our sample that we want.
You're gonna make this into the bass?
Yeah. So I'll drag our sample down there, and then this track can come out of that area, and then it won't be muted.
Oh, that was cool. Little like bike horns.
Hold on a second. We're gonna duplicate this track, and then we're gonna put that in there.
Or a clown nose.
What a weird, whoa. That was a little Bob Ross moment there. So quick populate those out. I like this is, okay. I want to talk about this real quick. I noticed that I keep doing this. I'm getting close to the end of the stream too, so there's only so much more of this I can do. I am in a habit of cranking out loops of stuff because it's fast, right? Like I get an idea and I can just like have it play for a while. But when I look at, I was watching a live stream from a producer that I really like yesterday. I sort of subjected some of the MARZ folks to it for a minute. His name's Umru. You can probably find it. Someone recorded it, and it's probably up on YouTube. If you search Umru production stream, it'll be out there. He was breaking down some of his recent releases, and I was just noticing that, you know, I like his sound design a lot, and I pay attention to what he does, and it was really cool to take a look at his projects and notice that, like, he's hardly looping anything. It's almost all single instrument sounds on the timeline, and like almost no MIDI. Like it's almost everything's audio, like samples dropped on the timeline. So
interesting.
Yeah. You know, that doesn't mean that it didn't start at one point in MIDI and get converted to audio, but every single track that he was breaking down was like a sample and not like a composed part. So you know, different workflows for different kinds of things, but I just think about this some like that. Like if I was going to get more serious about doing some more intricate stuff, like I'd probably not just drag out 8 bars of a loop. You know, it's like I just like kind of mindlessly had this thing repeat every 4 bars, or I guess every 2 bars.
It's a big like tone shift the minute it hits that. Like,
yeah, well, it's partially that it like the sounds all drop out, which doesn't help it stay like consistent sounding at all. If these things continued, I think you'd feel less like that.
I do like it though. I think it's a great like it just throws you in. It's all like cutesy, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's nice that it like now the track's kind of like a journey. Yes, it does. Yeah, I feel very very clowny.
Nice. This might have to do a part 2 on this one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Clown horn sound. I was sampling a bass line, wasn't I? I never quite got there. I just grabbed this clip. I didn't.
So how do you get the bass out of that?
You hit the octave down button a couple times. Pretty weird. So here's a trick to get some like more subby bass out of your bass, and then we're gonna be done, I think. So I'm going to use a high pass filter, which is normally used to cut out all of the bass frequencies. Cleaning up the low end. Oh, let's put this in mono. So, oh, and that's also like, I probably don't care about this thing looping, but So here's the trick with this thing. By default, the filter in Simpler key tracks, so key set to 100. So that means that this, whatever frequency this set is set at will change depending on what note I play. This is kind of weird, but it's really useful for this one thing. So what I can do is I can create a big resonant peak at the bottom of this. So when you crank the resonance of this filter, it creates a spike at the cutoff frequency. And then I can sweep that around. You're right there, like it's...
Yeah.
So that will follow now.
Interesting.
Right? So it sounds pretty cool, but if we flip it to the Moog filter, yes.
Yeah.
So then we'll reinforce that. That's maybe a little dirty. But that filter at like self-oscillation there is really fun. So then we'll, let's drum bust this thing real quick. And if you want it to be like real, like, give some...
That's cool.
Little pitch drop at the beginning. And then if we can one-shot it, we can turn this into like a ridiculous 808. Yes. Love that.
Where's this going?
I got 5 minutes.
I gotta know before we end it. Where is it going?
Great question. I have no idea. One thing I don't know is when I actually didn't tune this yet. So quick tuner. It seems like it's we can sustain it a little longer. Seems somewhere in the A flat or G range, so we'll pitch it up about a fifth. Spitting out some kind of G note, close enough for me. Back down. So we said we were in like F. Something like that.
Sweet.
You know, whatever. I wasn't really that thrilled about that, but it's all right.
That's really good.
Thank you, Aaron. I do feel like, you know, knowing myself, I feel like I could play something cooler, but so I quantized it real quick, so now the timing's perfect at least, so I won't be embarrassed about that. Oh yeah, those notes were wrong though. I really like that.
I love that. That part's great.
This might be 2 different tracks someday. Man, I like this. This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh.
Cool.
We're getting to the end of our little time here, so I don't want to like. Probably not much more. I'm going to pull out of here. But yeah, hopefully that was interesting in some way. These sounds are so cool. I really like how much character these bring.
It's cool.
And like it's really inspiring to me to like come to a thing with like a bunch of weird sounds that like I don't have to spend time making it weird. It's actually the opposite. I'm like, oh, where's the music in here? You know, like because usually I'm like starting from something simple and trying to make it more complex. But let this be a lesson to you, good listeners, that if you are into producing music and you like sounds and the weird sound world of stuff, that separating your sound design and your production sessions lets you spend time generating a bunch of weird ideas that you can then put into music without going back and being like, oh, I've got to go make a weird noise for this song. It's like, I've actually just laid out my palette of weird noises, and now I'm just like, now I just create, you know? So this is what smart, big name producers do. Umru's stream I was watching, he's a bunch of those samples he dropped in are from his own sample pack. So he sat down and made a sample pack of a ton of stuff. See Aaron? Yeah. And then he drops them into his project, and it sounds like ready to go, and it sounds like him because he made all the sounds. So, you know, pretty straightforward. Maybe we'll do a two-parter where we do sound design for an hour and then compose for an hour. That'd be kind of interesting. Cool. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in, watching me drop samples on the timeline and be a real weirdo.
Awesome. Well, take it easy, everybody, and thanks for joining us. We will see you next week at 6 o'clock.
Woohoo!
Bye.
See ya.
踊る暇があった「